Hey guys, so recently a marker brand named SiwaQio has reached out to me wanting to collaborate and sent me their 262 marker set for me to rate and unbox with you guys. The first thing on top is a card talking about their new marker app, so it's pretty much just a color picker app, which we'll talk more about later in the video, and I think is a great add-on to these markers. Then on the back they have a whole swatch sheet of all the colors. I was kind of hoping it was the kind where you actually put the markers down, because I always think the markers themselves are a different color than the caps. But other than that, they look great. Then it also comes with a strap for the sides, so there's little hooks, and then these are the carabiners you hook onto it so you can take it places if you want to. And for these markers only being around $80 for all 262 of them, I definitely say the quality is surprisingly good. Now after looking over all of them, now we're going to take them out of the bag. Also, when taking them out of the bag, I noticed that they come in these trays that you can also put in your desk if you don't already have a marker organizer. After looking at these markers for the past like 30 minutes, now I'm just going to organize all of them so they look much cleaner. Me also realizing that organizing 262 markers takes forever. So after a long time of organizing all these markers and getting them put back in the right spots, now we're going to start testing them out. All I'm using here is a Mix Me sketchbook, and then we can start putting the markers down. So these markers come with a fine tip and a chisel tip, and we'll be trying out the fine tip first. The fine tip felt pretty nice on paper and really smooth. Also, the chisel tip pretty much left no layering on it and had a solid color. The fine tip had a little overlapping, but the chisel tip did fantastic, which left me pretty surprised. Now the next marker that I'm using is kind of like a skin tone, so it's kind of a lighter one. First we did the chisel tip, and I can see it kind of overlapped, but the fine tip did really good. You can kind of see right here on the chisel tip it had some overlapping, but on the fine tip it really had a solid color, just like the chisel tip on the red. Now the real test to me is seeing if these markers will actually blend together. So I took a really dark red and tried to fade it into a lighter orange on both sides. Seeing as these markers didn't do half bad and kind of left me speechless on how good they actually blended. I also thought blending some darker colors would be good too, so I did a blue and a purple, and they both actually turned out really good, and I really liked the result. So I really wanted to use these markers on an actual drawing and try to make a picture out of it, so I sketched a little flower, and now I'm just using some light pinks and purples to do kind of an ombre look. I really liked how these markers felt on the paper. They were very smooth and just guided along, and the pigment was great for how light these colors were. The price to quality ratio of these markers are crazy compared to how cheap they are. They perform very well. Compared to Ohuhu or Copic markers, these markers are definitely really good for the price. Also, another thing with these markers that make them stand out among all the other markers on the market today is their color picking app. The app is called Magic Color 168, and you can download it on iOS and Android. And it has 3 options. You can pick from a photo, a camera roll, or a hue. Then in the top right corner, you choose the marker pack that you have, select a photo, then tap anywhere on the photo to get the color that you want, and you'll find 2 markers in between that same color, so you'll have the color to draw with. The next one is a camera picker, so you're actually going to use your camera to take a photo, and then you can use that photo to upload it to it, and then choose the color from it. Again, all you have to do is tap the screen where you want to find the colors, and it will give you 2 markers in between the color that you picked. And the last one is a hue picker, so all you have to do is pick a color from the color wheel, and then you can mess around with the saturation and the darkness. It doesn't matter what color it is, what darkness, what saturation, it will find the 2 markers closest to that color for you. So after all the testing and trying out of these markers, I would definitely give them an 8.5 out of 10, especially for how cheap they are and how good they actually perform. I can definitely see myself using these markers in future videos and artworks. Also, big thanks to SiwaQio for sending me these markers, and they will be linked in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.